Hey, welcome back to the Alive podcast. And I want to share a video with you that I recorded in October of 2018. To give you a little backstory, I was in the hospital in July of 2018. My cancer had returned and it spread through my kidneys and my bladder, a lot of other things. And I was in the hospital for 10 days, got out of the hospital, then had to go back. I had sepsis. So this video, short video, it was recorded basically after I got out of the hospital the second time. So sit back and enjoy, then we'll dissect it in just a minute.
There's a quote that says, the only limits you have are the limits that you believe, or we're confined only by the walls that we build ourselves. I've always wondered in life why so many people contract their dreams instead of expanding them, contract their hopes instead of lifting them. There's so many things that we could be doing as human beings, but we think too small. So I'm asking you today, if you're a believer in God, then you got to be a believer in yourself. And when you start believing in yourself, then you got to be able to think bigger. Because our hopes and dreams are what make us who we are. And you do deserve to be able to live your hopes and dreams. Some people go, oh, but Dale, my health is failing, my finances aren't what they should be. Those are excuses. We got to let our reasons be bigger than our excuses, our belief to be stronger than our doubt. And one thing that I want to emphasize as I go through this small video right here is as you go through your day, stop whining, complaining, and blaming. When you talk about your coworkers in a negative way, start going, you know what? I'm thankful I have coworkers. When you start thinking negative about your family and friends, turn it around. Say, I'm thankful I've got family and friends. And I'll tell you this from experience. When I went in the hospital back in July and I found out my cancer had grown, I had no idea how close my real family and friends were. So don't doubt the size of your family and friends. Don't doubt their love. Don't doubt their passion for you. So today I want you to start elevating yourself, building your worth, and building those around you. Dreams can come true. Our passion can come alive. There's still fire in you. But you got to be the one that believes in it. So today I'm asking you to be an active participant in the miracle that you hope happens. Why? Not only because you deserve it, because you're God's greatest miracle already.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it and sharing it. One of the things I learned really during that time period, and I've allowed it to manifest itself in my life even up to this date, is even though you can't necessarily see all your friends and you may not always hear from them, they are there. And when the chips are down and they know that the chips are down, they respond in a beautiful, beautiful way. And I hope that as you claim to be friends with others, that you would do the same for them. This really is a beautiful world in which we live, and we're surrounded by wonderful people that have an innate desire to be good. We so often allow ourselves to focus on that which is negative, and we tend to hold people to a standard that we don't hold ourselves. The old saying goes that when someone sins against us, we want justice. But when we sin against others, we seek forgiveness. How about if we just seek forgiveness all the time? People don't set out their day to be bad. Now, I will say that there are times that we are vengeful, and by hook or crook, that could be an environmental situation that we found ourselves in, someone else created, or we created. Regardless of what the case may be, if you find yourself in those situations, it's time to sit back, take a deep breath, and go, are my egregious actions that I'm creating in my mind, are they even worth acting out? Somebody asked me just the other day, Dale, what do you think about the current state of the world? And if I just look at the news, the current state of the world is dire. But when you dive deeper and you think, this world only has two options to change: either extinction or evolution. And honestly, both fit into the narrative of the future of the universe. We have no idea all the extinction that predates us. Certainly, we know a lot of the fossils that we found from millions of years ago, and quite fascinating if you ask me. I mean, just the thought of a 20-ton animal walking the face of the earth with teeth, longer than my arm. It's like, wow. But for whatever reason, evolution extincted that species. Now, we are constantly evolving as a society, and we're evolving generation by generation. Now, there's sub-evolution going on within the generations, but by the same token, environmental, nurture, nature, all those are impactful in the way we evolve. But now, if you think about this, who we are now, we can look back a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, go, wow, man, I sure wish things were the way they were back then. Well, they're not, nor will they ever be. We don't really know what direction the world's going to evolve. You ask people of certain age groups, they're going to say, oh, it's evolving in a terrible direction. I'd hate to know what's going to happen to my grandkids, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? 30, 40, 50 years from now, the world will have evolved into something we won't be able to recognize. We can't say at this point it'll be good or bad. All we know is that it'll be different. And that generation of people might sit back and go, wow, man, I sure wish things were the way they were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But they won't be. So we have a chance today to make sure that our part of evolution is positive. It's nurturing in nature. It's bettering the environment. And when we do that, whichever way we evolve, however that looks, at least it has the chance to be in a positive way. There's so many wonderful things that have happened over the last 50 years. Just think of the word extinction. Look at the diseases we've eradicated simply because of the evolution of knowledge, the evolution of desire, the evolution of pushing past the forces that are telling us to stop. Wonderful, wonderful things have happened. Now, by the same token, you may go, oh yeah, but there's a lot of bad that's happened too. I'll give you that. But you know what? I'm going to align myself with the good, and I'm going to push past the forces of negative that are pushing against me. I hope when people look back 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, and they find a video of Dale Childress, I hope they can say, wow, this person really did have the desire to make a positive impact on our life, even though he's not a part of it. I hope you can say the same thing. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video that I shared from October of 2018 after my bout with coming out of the hospital with cancer coming back. And by the same token, I hope you've enjoyed, this little futuristic history lesson, if you will. And I want to hear from you. I always love hearing from people. So if you get a chance to respond to this video, I'd love to hear from you. And until tomorrow, the next day, or the next couple hours, I'll see you soon.